I'm Triple J, and I'm here today just with a little swag video of some stuff I picked up and I'm looking forward to reading after visiting a city that has more than 5,000 people and thus has some of the essentials of life, such as a video game store, a comic book and gaming hobby store, and oh yeah, a coffee shop. I really miss those. Living in small towns that are almost entirely devoted to hunting, fishing, camping, and pulp mills leaves a lot to be desired when you're a geek. So at any rate, I dropped by Great White, a local comic book and gaming hobby store down in Prince George, and I picked up a few things. First off, I picked up volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Hawkeye by Matt Fraction. And the thing was, it was actually a pretty lucky find for me. As when I looked through the trade paperbacks there, I could only find volume 3, which is LA Woman. And I picked it up because I've been hearing a lot of good things about this series, about Matt Fraction's work, and I actually saw him at Dragon Con last year, along with Kelly Sue DeConnick, in a very emotional moment at the Carol Core meeting, and I was intrigued. I hear a lot of good things about this series online, so I figured, well, I'll start off with volume 3. And it enticed me because it says, Kate Bishop, aka Hawkeye, is actually the greatest sharpshooter known to man. Shut up, Barton. She's practically an Avenger. This is what happens when she gets sick of the other Hawkeye's drama and heads out to LA. The dog went with her. And I gotta love that. Apparently when Matt Fraction, I'm not sure if he took this idea when it was offered to him or if he came up with him, he had 2 rules about writing it. 2 main rules that he would never break, which was Kate and Hawkeye don't hook up and the dog doesn't die. So I was intrigued. So when I brought it up to the counter, the gentleman there, who's also the owner, whose name I completely forgot, said, "Oh, volume 3. I go, "Yeah, I couldn't find volumes 1 and 2. And I said, "That's strange." So we went back there and looked, and voila, volumes 1 and 2. And just flicking through it, I gotta say, I really like this art style. It's a really strong, kind of minimalistic style, and I really appreciate it for that, because a lot of the time, I can say the shading of the musculature that some artists draw on superheroes can be way over the top. I mean, there was one artist, you could see blood vessels and everything. I thought, if your blood vessels are popping out like that, it's because your muscles are super, super tense, in which case I think you might be dying of something. So I picked these up. I was really, really good. The other thing I picked up, and is a manga. It is Neon Genesis Evangelion, the Shinji Ikari Raising Project. This is basically if they took Evangelion and made it into a kind of harem anime comedy romance type comedy deal. Like, this is volume 15. I'm completely missing a bunch of the other volumes, and yet almost nothing has changed since the first 2 volumes. I do like the artwork in that. It's one of those series that, well, basically you would call a guilty pleasure. There are some things kind of off with it, but you kind of look past it because you do like the art, and this is definitely one of them. You know, it's a lot of basically older girls, Asuka, Rei. I'm not sure if Mari made it on here yet. Just always pining after Shinji. Things get really weird, really odd for them when Kaoru shows up in volume 2. It's just strange. One of the other things I did pick up when I was at Starbucks getting my coffee was this, the latest issue of Scene. Now, this is John White. He's actually a friend of my friend, and he's a local comedian. He's actually, I've seen him a couple times on YouTube, as well as at a comedy charity event that was held back in January, and he is really good. He's a good dude, and I think with the growing comedy scene in Prince George, he's going to do quite well. And you made it on the cover, John. Congrats. You're awesome. That's just wonderful. And of course, one of the biggest crazes that have been going around, well actually, I'm not sure if it's just been going around, or if it's a craze, or if it's just, well, it's been around for a little while, but it's definitely really fun. It is the Funko Pop figures, based off of all manner of series, games, books, everything. And these are quite adorable little figures. I love them. So when I was in EB Games, I got this trio here. And I love them. I had to get them. First off, I saw K9 from Doctor Who, who I just absolutely love. And I was talking with the clerk there, and this clerk, she said, "Oh, you like Doctor Who? We got Sarah Jane." And I had to get it. Sarah Jane is easily one of my favorite Doctor Who companions. Although as she's dressed here, she's dressed in this is from her classic days of wandering around with the third and fourth Doctor, specifically the fourth Doctor, Tom Baker. In fact, this costume, this outfit here, as a friend informed me, it is from the time her very last episode with Tom Baker, where she was dropped off after the Doctor receives a telepathic summons back to Gallifrey. And I love it. I was a little bit unsure about it because, again, I didn't know this outfit. I'm more used to her New Who appearances, where she's got, you know, the jeans and the leather jacket. And, oh, geez, 5 years since Elizabeth Sladen passed away. It's sad. You know, it's hard for me to actually watch the Sarah Jane adventures where the Doctors show up, both Matt Smith and David Tennant. I usually just end up getting drunk and crying. And still loving it. And of course, as soon as I saw this, I had to get it. Dogmeat from Fallout 4. This is adorable. Here, let me just completely take this one out. Let me show you. This, we thought, one of the clerks pointed out, hey, it kind of looks fuzzy. I wonder, and I thought, oh, that's strange. Maybe it is, you know, like plastic. It's just really well plastic. It's not. It's really fuzzy. Oh my god, he's so adorable. And he's got like a bandana, and he's got goggles. Oh, and he's just great. Basically, him and K9 are going on adventures with Sarah Jane through time and space, and it's going to be awesome. So again, thank you to the clerk at EB Games. You're fantastic. And I hope to see you at the Calgary Expo, where I'll probably be buying more of these. Might be a problem. I even picked up a Tinkerbell one for my mom because it was her birthday a couple of days ago. So that's been my little mini swag. I can't wait to read, you know, Hawkeye. I'm going to put these up. They're going to go on my, well, not here, but maybe somewhere around here. Stand guard and have awesome adventures. And he's so fuzzy. I love it. I'm Triple J, and that's all I'm Triple J. That's all I got left to say. Take care.